CraftingMantis, and, well, this is the start of my new channel. You were watching episode 1 of, hopefully, great things to come. This series will be wonderful. Wonderful things will happen in the future. I'm super duper excited to start recording. I am here on the Realm of Vasten server, where I get the opportunity to play with a bunch of friends and awesome, really talented people. I'm very, very excited to start recording and share what I do with you guys and what's happening on the server. So I just figured this would be a wonderful, beautiful place to open up my very, very first episode on Realm of Vasten. So here, as we watch the moon go up, I just wanted to welcome you guys to this video and this channel. So I figured, since this is the first episode here on Vasten, a pretty fun thing to do might be to go and check out everything that I've built, or at least some of the cooler things. So we'll probably end here because this is the most recent thing here in Season 3 that I've done. But I figured kind of sort of a tour of some of what I've done on the server. I thought that would be kind of a neat idea. So I'm going to travel over to White Sands, where it always kind of glitches in the water. There we go, where I started back in Season 2. That's kind of that was the current project at the time, and so we'll probably run over here and just try and find kind of like the starting areas of where I began. When I joined, I kind of went to a section that wasn't super developed, so that I could try and develop it myself and kind of build it up. It was gonna kind of be my own project. I'm getting a little bit of lag here. So somewhere, my very, very first thing I built, my first day on the server, is I found a skeleton spawner that no one was using yet, and I turned it into a little farm. I think it's right in here. This was before any of these buildings were here, when Fixxit came in and added this little city area. But this building right here is the first thing I built. Just under this hill, there is a... Oh, whoops. Sorry, Bush. There is a skeleton farm, grinder, under this hill that I found from a cave that hadn't been, explored yet. And I decided, as my first thing on the server, to just go ahead and build a bone farm, since I knew they were going to be needing bones for all this white concrete to make bone meal and dye and stuff for it all. So I figured, a nice way to, give to this little community, first thing, was to make a little farm for that. So I got my starter tools all set up, and then I came in here, built this little building into the hill. It doesn't have much interior to it, but the purpose was just to be as a little house for to hold the farm. And I had to kind of terraform this a little bit to adjust for the farm. And this was my starting bed with this little balcony. And down here is where the farm is, I believe. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a little basement too. And down here, all the way down, several levels, is... Oh, I might take this for this texture so I can use it somewhere else. Because you can't craft these. I don't believe you can. I don't think Fixxit added a crafting recipe for the different anvils. But Fixxit, that would be really awesome. I think we need to get some crafting recipes for like the brick in the other anvil, as opposed to just iron. Because I mean, it doesn't look like iron really. So I think it'd be kind of nice. And I know, at least I'm pretty sure Jerm created one for his single-player world. But I don't know, just an idea. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, this was a skeleton farm that I made. I made a sorting system. There's arrows, bones. So I thought it was pretty convenient, the early way for me to get XP here. I knew we had an ender farm, but it was kind of convenient. Just if I was in the area, I could just hop down here and grab a little XP and then run back out. So that was the very, very first thing I built. And I built this kind of little dead garden-y area here right next to it. Not really sure what I was going for, but it's something. And then I don't remember the order of everything that I built everything. Oh, I can't get up this hill. Oh, wait, yes, I have ender pearl. Okay. I can't remember the order like of what I built next, but since we're here, we'll just hop over to this little area. This was one of the first things I built. They were trying to work out the elven style, and so I quickly kind of threw this up as like an idea for what it could look like, and everyone seemed to like it, and so I was kind of adopted it as the elven design leader. But this was the very, very first elven build I did. It was just a little gate, like where maybe there used to be walls or something here, and this was the gate to the old city that the elves lived in. So I think this is kind of special to me, this little gate, because that was one of the first bigger things I built on the server. And then I came over here, and Fix was saying that along this racetrack he was wanting some fancier, a little bit nicer, like more elaborate, rich houses. And so I came and tried to build some nicer houses with balconies that you could come out and look over the races. And I would probably redo lots of things about these. They're not perfect, but they're kind of fun little builds with balconies, and I was trying to experiment with them. But those were kind of fun. So yeah, I came over here and built a couple of those houses. Built this little... I like adding these things that cut off, like... So the path comes here, and then it forks off in either direction. I like building things that make the roads to fork in different directions. And here was a perfect opportunity to add a little greenery. So I built that in this little area. These couple houses here. I believe they have mild interiors, nothing elaborate, but I did a little bit. Oh yeah, I think I had some chests. See if there's anything good in here. Not really. So yeah, these were, I kind of lived in there for a little bit, and here's a little dried up fountain. And this is a ruin to like maybe a church or something, some sort of building. And then I came and added a couple other little houses in here just to fill in the area, and then I built this little connection to the palace, Fix's palace, which is pretty neat. And this is where I kind of came up with the idea to use clay next to the water, since clay looks like almost the same as white sand. Like you can barely tell the difference. This is white sand and this one's clay. And clay doesn't harden when it's next to water, but white sand or concrete does. So I thought that was kind of a neat way to do that, and this was kind of where I figured that out, in that little pond area. And this way, this was one of a more recent thing. I came back and I had started this a long time ago, this building, but I never finished it because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. So just recently I came in here and kind of built it up, and now I think it looks pretty neat. It's kind of a unique looking build with a bridge going over the river here, and it runs right in here. Kind of a unique little looking building. So that was kind of a fun one. And then, over here, let's see here, where is it? Oh, I can show you this. This little statue area. I'm a terrible person, but I cannot quite remember who built this. This little enchanting area. I believe if you step in this. Yep, pretty fancy. Redstone. Yeah, I'd never be able to do that. So, that's very impressive. Okay, but someone built that. Not sure who. And then we were trying to tie it into the area, and so I came up here and built this little dwarven area with these statues going around and all looking into the center. I never really finished it, so sometime I might have to. This cliff is kind of just a sudden cutoff. It doesn't look great, but I'm not really sure what to do with it because this bridge is so close. There's not much room. So I was always really kind of lost for what to do. So that kind of never got finished, which is too bad. Sometime I'll have to come back here and figure it out maybe. But let me use Ender Pearl, maybe over there. Okay, I built this wall. It's kind of a very tall wall that's holding back the land. It's all broken up and very, very old since the dwarven, dwarven buildings are all in ruins. So I thought that was kind of a fun little thing that I got to do. Oh, we need to come and fix these roofs. Note to self. Fix dirt roofs. In this little area, this was kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed this area. I built a little warehouse over here with a side door where carts can come in and out to be loaded. This one has some stuff in it. It's getting loaded. This was kind of a fun project just to build this up. Kind of a weird building, but I don't know. It was not the kind of building I'd ever really done a warehouse or anything before. So it was kind of a fun one to figure out. Here's a little outside courtyard area where you can walk up here, and here's maybe like an office area this would be. And then there's this walk around area, and then there's the main storage area. I don't know. It was kind of fun to plan out and figure out. I kind of liked it. And then this tree I built, add a little greenery to the area. And I kind of like this little spot. Actually, I think there's a bed over here. I might sleep really quick. Yes, there is. Oh, right. But yeah, this little house I'm in right now, I built up, and this whole little area I was kind of developing. I really like this, this area. I made a little candle maker cellar over there, which I thought was kind of fun. I really like how that stand looks. Like it tucked in there up in the wall. I really like this little area. There's some candles on display, and I thought it was a pretty neat little idea. I was kind of proud of that one. And in here, oh, this was me trying to do redstone. I was trying to build a light switcher, which we can actually go check out here pretty soon. I was trying to build a light switcher. Oh, actually, it's right there. And this took me so long to figure out because I don't really know how redstone works. I know my way around it a little bit, but I'm not very good with the redstone area. But we can follow this road down here, and here's another little courtyard area with a. Oh, this was all terraformed up. That took a while to figure that out. I'm guessing, maybe not, but I'm guessing if we go under here, there's the dwarven furnace smelting area. Here's another little gate area. I don't think I put an interior here. No, I didn't. But this one does. We can check this out now. It has a couple levels. Let's see, 3 levels maybe? Yep, 3 levels, and this is a very tall level. So maybe could have fit an attic or something in there. There's a little balcony. And in here, this is the front door. You come in, and straight through here, it opens up into this cave where there's light from above, and over here. Oop, I fell. Let's get out of here. In here, there's like some lava that's hardened up and drying up, and the lore that I created was that this was where they would get their fuel for smelting. Like they would take the buckets of lava and use them to smelt their materials and their ores. And so I kind of built this little cave to represent that. And through here, through this gate, actually these are the lights, so we can quickly test it. I have a little button here. See if it still works. Oh, yep. It takes a little time, but it works. I just have a little note block that you punch. And after a few seconds, the lights switch on. I don't know. I'm kind of proud of that since I can't really do redstone. That was pretty good for me. I never finished the roof in here. But basically, like, this is, you know, some of the smelting areas, and there's fire going on under there. I was pretending that these were, like, pipes, and this was, like, lava falling out of it. It doesn't look perfect, but I didn't know how else to do it. So I'm happy with it. But this is where you actually drop your items that you want smelted. I don't have anything to try, but you would throw them on this block, and some hoppers would suck them up, and they would take them down to the furnace area, and it would get all smelted up, and then it would send all the items into this chest after they're done smelting. So here's some stuff I used to smelt earlier. But it was kind of fun. It's super completely automatic. It also had a fancy, super secret way of using or getting fuel, because you never had to input fuel into it. So that was kind of a super secret, fun way that it'll be a mystery forever. But this was a pretty fun project. I was kind of happy with this one. We can run back out through this cave and check out this area. This was an area that I spent a lot of time on. These elven areas, and then even these buildings. I never finished that building, though. This was actually one of the last things I came and did in White Sands. It was built some of these buildings up to change the sight line in this little courtyard. But I built this fountain and this statue as a nice centerpiece, and this little stable, which I kind of like. It was kind of tricky because I wanted it to be on a diagonal, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm actually very happy with this. We used to have donkeys in here, but I think they all died. But there's a little trough area, and the idea was that you would pull this rope, and the water would like come out here. And it was like all hooked up to the sewer, or not sewer system, but like the water system. There's actually a water tower just behind it, just over here somewhere. See if I can see it. Well, it's just over there, but I was pretending that the water could hook up to it. I never did interior for a lot of these buildings. Here's like a hidden little alleyway where someone could come and study and write books and write on their scrolls for maybe the library or something. So I thought that was pretty neat, kind of a hidden little area. If we can hop back down through here. Here's a little area where I put some wheels and stuff that they might have for the horses and their carts. But I don't know, I was pretty happy with this building. These buildings, this was going to be a bakery. This was the last thing I was working on. I never finished it, which is a shame. I might need to come back and do it. But yeah, I was going to have this as a bakery, and a giant oven, and a back room that was going to be for cooking and baking. But I never got around to doing that, finishing that up. This building, I kind of like how it looks. Some different levels, and it's kind of a fun one. And over here, we'll jump through this little gate. You can see I like my little arched gateways. I tend to put a lot of them. There's the water tower I was looking for. That one I was pretending connected up to the trough over there. But I threw in some of these houses in here. Kind of like this area. Tried some new things over here with this little wooden. Let's see if I can get out of here. I'm stuck. There we go. With this wooden little overhang area. Thought it was kind of a unique little thing. Kind of a fun with lots of different levels and split level houses. Kind of a fun thing to do. This one I am very proud of. I really liked how this one turned out. These elven gateways I thought looked very cool along the crater here. So if we were down in the crater, let's fly over here, get a good look. You can look, it just looks pretty cool when there's these giant structured gates. It's more of like not necessarily as like actual gates like for a wall or anything, but just more as like a decorational gates or very special celebratory gates or something. I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. I really like how these look. And over here I built, let's see if I can fly. There we go. I built this little area, which also I'm pretty happy with. There's not really a good way to get up to it. But who knows? I don't know how the elves would have done it. But we can pretend or come up with some lore sometime for that. Or the easy solution, just make a stairway. But then, since I was kind of adopted into the elven building leader, I started trying to add a lot of elven builds throughout the city. So here's one we built. I just kind of threw this together. Wanted it to be half ruined since it's kind of on the edge of the crater. Over here, you can see it's kind of like cut off because the crater formed and it was in the way when it was formed. And this area was a fun little area I worked on. I had the idea to build like a little a dead tree that the elves, maybe it was special to the elves or something. So I built that, and then I dug out this area and filled it with these gardens with all these little bushes and things, and I thought it looked pretty neat. Built a couple houses around it with this little tower. Maybe it's a storage grain elevator kind of a thing. And I built this walkway around it, which I thought was pretty neat, how there was this lowered garden and then a wide walkway around it. I thought it seemed pretty cool to have it like that. And that might be about it for what I did. And I mean, I had little things here and there. I had, my hand was kind of in everything there, but or a lot of little different things. But those were some of the big projects that I really had a part of. I can't think of much else, but that's kind of been my involvement here on Vasten and what I worked on from Season 2. And now I'll meet you for our current location in Season 3, the Snow Kingdom. Okay, so we're back here now in the icy Snow Kingdom, and now I'm gonna run over here and show you the little progress that I've done so far in Season 3 here. I've just come and started working on this little dock port area. It's not too much yet, but it's kind of a little project I've been throwing together. I came out here first and laid out this outer wall, and then started filling it in all the way down to the water, to the bottom of the water there, and then filled it in on top so that it was a nice walking platform, walk area. And then I came in and started laying out these houses and buildings. I wanted to try something new, and oh, why did I do that? Let me take this out. I wanted to try something new here and do some of these diagonal buildings, which I've never really done like complete like diagonal. Like when I do it diagonal, usually, here, let me get an example, grab some blocks. Cobble will work. Usually when I do a diagonal, it's like a little bit less of a hard slope or angle. So this one I wanted to try to do something a little bit more tricky for me and new, especially with the roofs. The roofs was really tricky to figure out. But I figured it would be really cool, like once it was all done, if some of the buildings were angled and some weren't, it would add some nice variance. So I just came in here, kind of laid out where I wanted the buildings to be, and then I've slowly come in and started filling them in. I've been using this painted wood in this texture pack, which is, I believe, concrete, hardened concrete. So I've been using some of the different colors of that for some nice wood, and it looks a little bit worn, which is perfect for this area, I think. And I also tried to use the brown Tudor blocks, which is kind of tricky to figure out, especially on an angle. I'm not sure if I like it. I might have to change it. I'm not sure. That was just me kind of messing around there. And I have this little bridge which will lead to further dock areas. This will maybe be a sewer drain or something. That's kind of what I was thinking at the time for that. And then back here I have a little blacksmithing area with anvil and furnace and everything, and a little gateway into this backyard area, which might be a little garden or something. Maybe these might be tomato bushes or something along those lines. Maybe not. Maybe they are just roses. But I figured it was kind of a farming backyard area here. And up here, this is going to be a new level. There will be a walkway right here where I'm walking, and then along this area will be more houses. So it'll be kind of another little area in here, and maybe some walls and little, like I had this little wall here, gate area. I might add more things like that to vary it up, so it's not just all wooden builds. So there's like some stone builds mixed in. I built this little. I'm gonna clear some of this out. I built this little lush gardeny area. I thought it looked pretty nice, tucked in there with a little tree. And I'm trying to add lots of different like levels. So this area here kind of goes down a little bit, and had a little wall there, and this will lead back here into this backyard area, and it will continue this way. And this level, I figured it would be pretty neat to have a doorway going into the second level of this house. It's kind of perfectly lines up there, so I thought that would be fun. Over here, this is where I was thinking I would put like a runoff system that runs through the city, or a drainage system. Not sure, not super happy with how it's turning out. Kind of lost for ideas for this at the moment, so not sure what's going to happen with that. But you can see everyone else on here has been pretty active in getting lots of things done. It's very cool to hop on here and see all this work that's happening. I will remember to link everyone's YouTube channels and all their information in my description here at the end of the video. You can check that out. But it's just amazing. I love getting on here to come and just work, and oh, this tree, it's gonna be so cool. But I just love coming on here and seeing new progress and getting to work with these super talented people. It's quite a pleasure for me. This bridge, actually, now that I think of it, I built like pretty early on, and I kind of don't like it. Some people were saying they like it, and so I'll keep it if that's the case, but there's lots of things. I might come in here and adjust a little things about it, because I'm not very happy with it. It's kind of, the main thing that bothers me is how wide it is this way. I might need to just come in here and move in one side so it's not so wide. It's not a terrible looking bridge, but it's just kind of wide and flat, which isn't great. I don't know, maybe it is good for this area. Who knows? But anyway, this is our kind of little starting area where we created this little snow igloo fort. And down here is our storage room. We have all the storage. This is all community stuff, as you know. Oh, I haven't seen this. Oh, that's really fancy. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Lime carpet. I'll have to remember that and use it. But yeah, this is our little main area. We have enchanting and all the things that you'd need. Furnace, cactus. I built a sugarcane farm pretty early on down here. Let's see how that's doing. Yeah, I built a sugarcane farm completely automatic. Just behind that. I built that really early on. And I started working on this area, trying to make it look a little nicer in this cave as it goes down to who knows what will be down there. And then down here we have more bulk storage that Joel did. Man, if I could talk, that would be really nice. Yeah, this is really convenient. Really crazy. I know what's going on here, but it's kind of confusing and not something I ever would have done, especially early on in a server or a world. So that's awesome. Good for him. It's really useful for the rest of us. But yeah, I'm thinking that might be closing off the episode here. I think I've pretty much gone through and showed pretty much everything, most of the bigger things that I've worked on here on the server. I will remember. Oh, hey, look who it is. Let's say hey to him. I will remember to link everyone's stuff in the description and go check it out. I mean, I'm sure you've already seen it if you're here watching me, but you know what? If you haven't, it's amazing, and you won't regret it if you go see it. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for me. Premiere episode number 1 here on YouTube and on Vasten. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate all the liking and subscribing if you're new, which I'm guessing everyone is since this is a new channel. But yeah, I would love the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.